Hello viewers, welcome to the episode on Structure of Hospitality Industry Part 1. Hospitality industry is a part of travel and tourism industry. Hospitality is treating people like you would want to be treated when you are traveling. Hospitality is the relationship between guest and host, or the act or practice of being hospitable. Hospitality is also known as the act of generously providing care and kindness to whoever is in need. We shall discuss the various aspects of the structure of hospitality industry under 5 different headings, namely meaning of hospitality, structure of hospitality industry, characteristics of the hospitality industry, history of hospitality industry, and development and growth of hotel industry in India. Let us understand the meaning of hospitality. The word hospitality is derived from the Latin word hospitalitas, meaning guest, visitor, or one who provides lodging for a guest or visitor. As per the Oxford Dictionary, hospitality is defined as reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, or stranger with liberty and goodwill. Thus, hospitality is the friendly reception and treatment of guests or strangers. Specifically, this includes the welcome, reception, and entertainment of guests, visitors, or strangers in a warm, friendly, and generous way. Hospitality activity covers providing an environment of a home away from home and making guests visit a memorable and a pleasant experience. The basic concept of hospitality is to make the guest feel like that he has come amongst friends and that guests are always welcome. In India, hospitality is based on the principle Atithi Devo Bhava, meaning the guest is God. Definition of hotel. A hotel or inn is defined by the British law as the place where a bona fide traveller can receive food and shelter provided he is in a position to pay for it and is in a fit condition to be received. Hence, a hotel must provide food and lodging to a traveller on payment and has in turn the right to refuse if the traveller is drunk, disorderly, unkempt, or is not in a position to pay for the services. As per the Hotel Proprietors Act 1956, a hotel is an establishment held out by the proprietor as offering food, drink, and accommodation without special contract to any traveller presenting himself who appears able and willing to pay a reasonable sum for the services and facilities provided and who is in a fit state to be received. A hotel may be called as an establishment where primary business is to provide to the general public lodging facilities and which may also furnish one or more of the various services such as food, beverage, laundry, uniform services, etc. In legal terminology, a hotel is an inn and is required under common law to offer to its visitors 3 fundamental necessities of life, that is food, lodging, and protection to their baggage. Structure of the hospitality industry. The hospitality industry is a cluster of industries comprising mainly of lodging and food services. Other industries allied with this include recreation, entertainment, amusement, and travel sectors. One cannot separate hospitality and tourism. Hospitality is a part of tourism. These organizations offer comfort, entertainment, and guidance to strangers. The hospitality and tourism industry can also be divided into different ways. The hospitality and tourism industry are further divided into the hospitality sector and the tourism sector. Under the hospitality sector, we have accommodation and food services. Under tourism sector, we have travel services and entertainment and recreation. Under the accommodation sector, we have hotels, motels, resorts, and under the food services, we have restaurant, catering and cafeteria. Under tourism industry, the travel services are further divided as airlines, cruises, railways, car rentals, coaches. And under entertainment and recreation, we have amusement parks, casinos, attractions, etc. Unlike tourism, hospitality, however, serves both tourist and non-tourist needs. To enhance your understanding of the relationship between the hospitality and tourism industry, hospitality industry is a part of a wider group of economic activities called tourism. Hospitality industry is a billion-dollar industry and is a cluster of industries comprising of lodging, food services, recreation, entertainment, amusement and travel sectors. These organizations offer comfort, entertainment and guidance to strangers. As per the structure of hospitality industry, there are two important sectors. They are accommodation. To provide accommodation and usually food and drink to people who for whatever reason are away from home. Number 2, food and beverage. To provide food and beverage to local, commuting, transient customers and tourists. As we have seen, the hospitality industry includes hotels and restaurants, as well as many other types of organizations or institutions that offer food, drink, shelter and other related services. The hospitality industry can also be further divided into different ways, namely commercial or service sector. Most of the hospitality operations are being run as business to earn profits. Profit making or working within a budget. Most hospitality operations need to make profit, but some need to work on specific budget. For example, school canteens. Restricted customer are open to the general public. Most hospitality operations can sell to anyone, but some are restricted to selling to a small part of the public. For example, customers on train, cruise, etc. Characteristics of the hospitality industry. Intangibility. The hospitality products, unlike physical products, cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard or smelled before they are purchased. When the sales representative of a hotel goes to sell hotel room, they do not take hotel room with them. In fact, they do not sell a room, instead they sell the right to use a room for a specific period of time. When hotel guests leave, they have nothing to show for the purchase but a receipt. It is observed that someone who purchases a service may go away empty-handed, but they do not go away empty-headed. They have memories that can be shared with others. In order to reduce uncertainty caused by intangibility, buyers look for tangible evidence that will provide information and confidence about the service. The overview of a hotel, the physical evidence, the exterior of a hotel, the hygiene, etc. play important tangibles as to the quality of the intangible services. Inseparability. In most hospitality services, both the service provider and the customer must be present for the transaction to occur. Customer contact employees are part of the product. The food in a restaurant may be outstanding, but if the service person has a poor attitude or provides inattentive service, customers will downrate the overall restaurant experience. They will not be satisfied with their experience. Heterogeneity or variability. Services are highly variable. Their quality depends on who provides them and when and where they are provided. Unlike physical goods, the type of service may be different from person to person. The location may be different, the price may vary, the nature of product itself may change, and hence one may find service divergence. In service delivery, high level of human involvement is required. This makes it vary every time the customer is availing the service. A guest may receive excellent service one day and mediocre service from the same person on the next day. Perishability. Services cannot be stored. Vacant rooms are perishable. The unsold room tonight can never be sold again. Like empty airline seats, theatre seats or sport arena seats, hotel rooms cannot be stored, cannot be saved and cannot be used anew. Fixed supply. Supply of rooms in a hotel is fixed. Airlines adjust to demand by temporarily adding or removing flights. This is not so with hotels. High operating costs. Unlike manufacturing industries, which offset labor with large capital investments, hotels are both capital and labor intensive. The result is high fixed cost which continue whether or not the hotel has business. Thus, a high percentage of occupancy is needed just to break even. Seasonality. Seasonality means changes in business, employment or buying patterns which occurs predictably at given times of the years. Seasonality in hotels involve fluctuations in number of guests, occupancy rates and bed nights. History of hospitality industry. Early history of accommodation for travelers can be traced back to the Greek word xenia, which meant hospitality and protection given to a traveler from discomforts. In Sparta city, goddess Athena was considered as protector of strangers and hence her name was Xenia Athena. In this period, travelers were mainly diplomats, philosophers, intellectuals and researchers. Guests were invited to stay with noblemen. In ancient Olympia, buildings constructed in 4th century BC with the aim to accommodate strangers and were called Leonidio. Hotel keeping can also be tracked back to many centuries and its evolution through the ages has been brought about by Britain's economical and industrial changes and developments. In the 13th and 14th centuries, manor houses, being hospitable places, willingly gave accommodation to travelers. As no payment was expected, travelers tipped the servants as a thank you for the generous hospitality received. Thus, practice of tipping was started. When high taxes crippled the generosity and hospitality of the owners of the manor houses, many became commercial inns. During Elizabeth I's reign, posting houses were established and travelers, in addition to getting refreshment, were able to change horses before continuing their journey. Middle Ages. During the Middle Ages, religion was the driving force for hospitality. It was considered as the duty of the Christians to offer hospitality to travelers and pilgrims. Monasteries functioned as inns, providing accommodations and food for the weary travelers. Some monasteries and churches constructed a separate building to accommodate travelers. These buildings were known as xenodokions, a Greek word meaning inns or resting places. In 1282, in Florence, Italy, the great innkeepers of the city incorporated an association for the purpose of turning hospitality into a business. Inns became licensed and were permitted to import and resell wine. In the year 1290, 86 inns in Florence were members of the guild. Shortly thereafter, the business of hospitality spread to Rome and other Italian cities. The 16th to 19th century. During this period, considerable improvement took place, particularly in England, in the quality of accommodations. The common mode of transportation used then was stagecoach. Stagecoaches were forced to make overnight stops on long journeys. These called for not only food and rest for the horses but also food and accommodations for the passengers. This resulted in the construction of inns and taverns at suitable locations along the stagecoach routes. Since the passengers were mainly wealthy people accustomed to certain luxuries, the stagecoaches contributed not only to the growth in the number of inns but also to improvements in their quality. Food and drink was also served with additional shelter for both the drivers and the horses. In the 18th century, coffee houses became extremely popular in Europe and were incorporated into many of the inns. The lead in hotel keeping was taken by the emerging nations of Europe, especially Switzerland. It was in Europe that the birth of an organized hotel industry took place in the shape of small hotels which provided services to the aristocrats. The word hotel was used in England in about 1760. The real growth of the modern hotel industry took place in the USA with the opening of City Hotel in New York in 1794. Termine House was first-class hotel made in Boston 1829 which provided private guest room, door with lock, free soap bellboy service. It is called Adam and Eve of modern hotel industry. Mr. Ellsworth M. Statler started new chain and made his first hotel Buffalo Statler on 18 January 1908. He gave a slogan, room and a bath for $1.50. Development and growth of hotel industry in India. Earlier period in India, hospitality industry was not organized. It was only at a village or at a individual level. Later, Buddhist monasteries provided board and lodging to travelers. Some universities like Takshashila provided accommodation to Buddhist monks and such places were called chaityas. Travel was mainly on animals like horse, camel, mule and for rest during travel at strategic points, dharamshalas, sarais, chaupals of panchayats, chowtri and temples and religious places were provided by rich people such as rajas, kings, zamindars, etc. Usually free accommodation and food for travelers was given. Musafir khanas and sarais. Many famous and well-known Musafir khanas and sarais were made in the Sindh province during the Arab invasion and also at Peshawar and Lahore. Muhammad Tughlaq and Feroz Shah Tughlaq made inns in the northern part of India. Later, Sher Shah Suri, Akbar, Jahangir and Shah Jahan made inns in different parts of India. During reigns rulers of Delhi built sarais throughout their kingdom for the comforts of travelers. The sarais offered a talab, that is a bathing tank, a stable, a dargah for prayer and sometimes a bimar khana, a place for sick and ill travelers. A Sufi or saint also lived often in the sarai. Sarais started developing into inns and western style hotels with the coming of Britishers in important cities like Kolkata and Bombay. As early as 18th century, there were excellent inns or taverns in India. Some of the famous inns were Portuguese Gorges, Parsi Gorges and Paddy Georges. Some famous hotels of that time were Albin Hotel, Victory Hotel, Hope Hall, Maclean's Hotel. Palangi Pestonji in 1840 started the first luxurious hotel in Bombay and was famous for its excellent cuisine, beers and wines and its excellent management. In 1843, Auckland Hotel was established in Kolkata and later in 1858 renamed as Great Eastern Hotel after renovation for sum of rupees 10 lakhs. In 1871, Esplanade Hotel with 130 rooms was built in Kolkata by John Watson, a Britisher. Dak bungalows were made during British period for official touring for various purposes, which were later replaced into modified circuit house. Later, some Swiss and other families also owned hotels in India, such as Hotel Fonseca in New Delhi. In 1903, J.R.D. Tata constructed the Taj Mahal Hotel in Bombay, the flagship hotel of Indian Hotels Company. It was the first hotel of international standards and repute, built by Indian for Indians. Later, the company expanded its wings with taking over Ram Bagh Palace in Jaipur and Lake Palace Udaipur. Now, the company opened hotels in Delhi, Madras, Goa, Varanasi, Kolkata, Bangalore and many other places, including at abroad. In 1922, Rai Bahadur M.S. Oberoi started his career as a clerk at Feletti's Cecil Hotel, Shimla. Later, Mr. Ernst Clark sold his share to M.S. Oberoi. Then in 1934, he became the sole, absolute and exclusive owner of Clark's Hotel, Shimla and Delhi. He established Oberoi Hotels Private Limited in 1946 and later on 1949 established East India Hotels Limited at Kolkata. Many hotels were added to East India Hotels Limited during the period. Later, two very important hotels were added. In 1965, Oberoi Intercontinental at New Delhi and in 1973, Oberoi Sheraton at Bombay. East India Hotels Limited is now one of the largest and most reputed hotel chains of India, with hotels not only in India but also abroad. In 1946, Mr. Lala Ram Parshad, who is considered as one of the pioneers of the hotel industry in India, purchased two hotels in Missouri, UP and one hotel in Bokaro. He was appointed as Technical Director of Hotel Ashok, New Delhi, and first Asian to be elected as an executive member of International Hotel Association. In 1956, Ashoka Hotels Limited and Vigyan Bhavan were established. Till 1963, hotels were mainly run by private operators and only rest houses and tourist bungalows were run by the Department of Tourism. Hotels at Puri, Aurangabad and Ranchi were traditionally run by the railways and state governments. Hotels at Brindavan, Mysore were also run by state government. In 1964, three corporations were set up by the Government of India, namely India Tourism and Hotel Corporation, India Tourism Corporation Limited and India Tourism and Transport Corporation. In 1966, the Government of India decided to merge these corporations and formed a new corporation, ITDC, that is India Tourism Development Corporation, with an authorized capital of rupees 5 crores. Soon, ITDC took over tourist bungalow at Mahabalipuram, Tanjavur, Madurai and Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu, Bijapur and Hassan in Karnataka, Khajuraho, Sanchi and Mandu in MP, Kulu and Manali in Himachal Pradesh, Bodh Gaya in Bihar, Bhubaneswar, Orissa, Kashi Nagar in UP, Ghana in Rajasthan. In 1975, ITC Limited entered into hotel business with an opening of Hotel Chola Madras. Welcome Group has hotels in various cities in India such as Agra, Delhi, Aurangabad, Jaipur, Goa, Gwalior, etc. To conclude, in this episode, under the structure of hospitality industry, we have learned about the meaning of hospitality. Hospitality is part of tourism industry, which includes accommodation, food and beverage services. Hospitality industry has become an integral part of tourism industry. Thank you.